Hey guys, good morning. It's Robert Blackman, president of Felice Cafe. And of course, I'm taking a little drink of our coffee today, our new Tropics coffee. If you haven't already done so, you can request a free sample. Just below, just say free sample or inbox me your mailing address. We'll drop one in the mail to you. Give us about 7 or 10 days. We got a second batch coming out. First batch is already gone. So we're very, very excited about it. So as Sharon and I are starting to launch our company, Felice Cafe, we're getting so many questions, so many people who either had not had any network marketing experience, like our family and friends that have always said no to us, but now they're drinking the coffee and they go, I drink coffee, maybe I could do this finally with you, Robert. And we've got people who've got a little bit mid-range experience. We have people who've got tons of experience, or people are kind of coming out of the woodworks. People that says, I used to be in this company and that company, and they had a similar type of compensation plan. And man, that's the only company I ever made any money in. And so we're really excited. And so I want to break this down today. And maybe it's my manufacturing background, maybe it's the printing background. Maybe it's just because I'm from Oklahoma, and here in the Midwest, we like to keep things simple. We don't like to complicate things. We like to we're kind of laid back and easygoing, but we're tough as hell when it comes on, business, and we make our mind up to do something, we're going to do it. So to me and to Sherry, there's only two ways to build your network marketing business. Only two ways, and that's with people that you already know and then people that you don't know. And I will tell you, this is the simplest business model ever created in mankind. And yet we seem to convolute it. We seem to complicate it. We make it so confusing so that way we won't have to take action because out of fear. And so when you break it down that there's only two ways to build your network marketing business, and which way are you going to do it, or are you going to do it both, then here's what I decided to do. I was going to become an expert on knowing how to contact people that I already know. And that's the reason why we have a sample. Hey, if I give you a sample of our coffee, will you try it? Hey, if I give you a sample of our coffee, will you try it? If they don't drink coffee, said, somebody drinks coffee, would you give it to them? Would you give me their information and let me get it to you? So that way we're able to easily penetrate our warm market. People that we know. And that's what this is. People that we know. This is commonly known as our warm market. And this over here, people that you don't know, is your cold market. You may have heard those terminologies. But we seem to overcomplicate network marketing. Where else can you start a company? And you can create a product like we have, just simple as coffee, enhanced coffee, nutritional coffee. And go out and share it with people and build a sales force of 5, 10, 25, 50,000 people in a year. Where else can you do that with no previous training that people have for that particular business? And if you've ever gone to any type of sales job, whether it be a telemarketing job, I know one time I worked for Office Max and they had a call center. We spent 3 weeks going through training. And it was the simplest stuff to me, but other people, they were like taking notes, and I go, dude, just sit next to me and I'll help you. It's not that hard. But there's just a certain number of people that they just don't have any idea about sales. So where else can you take such a model as network marketing and introduce it to people and say, look, all you got to do is pass out these cafe cards, pass out samples. And these are your salespeople. On the front, it tells you what it does. On the back, it tells what's in it, and it's got this little box right here. This is your salesperson. He or she who passes out the most cafe cards wins at Felice Cafe. That's it. Well, what do I need to say? Well, we'll tell you a couple things. Well, did you like it? Well, did you try it? Drink it. Try it. You need another one? You didn't feel anything? We'll give you another one. So it's really simple to expose network marketing people that you don't know. Now, people that you don't know, and I will challenge you with this today, and this is part of my training today. Just like the landscape is shifting legally with the FTC and network marketing with about customers, and how a couple of companies, one in particular, just got shut down because they said that all this company was doing, that they are actually an illegal pyramid, is because it was recruiters going out and getting other recruiters, and they couldn't identify any sales process or any marketing funnels that was focused on customers. Well, at Felice Cafe, guess what? Everybody's a customer first. So you come in, you're a customer. You buy the product from another customer, And then once you refer another customer, you become a cafe connector. So you don't become a distributor until you distribute something. So that's going to sway and switch the pendulum that we're going to have more customers than distributors, because you're not a distributor just because you buy a distributor kit. And I think we've got to throw that old thinking out. Okay, it's gone. And we're developing our average earnings to tell other people based on distributors who came in, or people who thought they were a distributor, or people who bought a distributor kit based on their earnings of doing nothing. And we know 8 out of 10 aren't going to do anything. And whether that's car sales, insurance sales, real estate sales, or network marketing sales, it doesn't matter, folks. Sales is sales because you're dealing with people, all right? So the landscape is shifting, and that's the reason that we have started Felice Cafe this way, to be present day. We're not going to be an old school network marketing company and spiff it up with a pay plan and a snazzy product and a husband-wife team and hope and pray that it's going to work. We're looking to what's happening now. We're looking to the future, and that future is customers. Okay, customers are not a 4-letter word. They are the word in network marketing today. And if your company's not focusing on customers, then I'm telling you that there's going to be a day of reckoning one day down the road for you and your company. So number 2, what we're looking at is, besides just changing the landscape of customers, we believe that there's a landscape that's changing, that's going away from just contacting people that you know to focusing on social media and the internet. And yes, you and I can both go to the dsa.org right now, and we can print out the top 100 network marketing companies worldwide. And here's what we're going to find. And if you haven't gone to dsa.org, you need to do that. Or you could just Google top 100 DSA companies, and you're going to pull up that list, current list and past list. Here's what you and I are going to find. We're going to find that all of these companies focus on what? People that you know. Why? Because that sales force is already trained. That sales force is already trained. What do I mean? Would you like to try some coffee? That's it. That's sales. If I would you. Okay? We've all heard that from Eric Worre. If I would give you this sample, would you try it? If I'd give you the sample, would you give it to someone who drinks coffee? That's it. If I would you. And we've all heard it. We've recommended all sorts of things all of our life to people. So you are already trained in network marketing. This is what, when I got into the training field, when Sharon and I did, and with Profit Leads, and right after 2000, we built up a big group, and then that group went somewhere else and they forgot to invite us. We took a break from building businesses, and we went out and we became basically a vendor with a comp plan, with the lead program. And we'd get out and we'd start training, and we'd do this, and we come up with a book. And if you haven't got our book yet, go to Amazon. If network marketing is the game, these are the rules. There's 7 rules in here. It's not that thick of a book. You can read it in one night. That book can change your life. And Sherry and I were going to do our training, and then after the training, the CEOs would come up and they'd go, "Well, we thought you'd be doing more." I go, "Doing more what?" "Well, this is too simple." And I go, "Well, do you want me to complicate it for you? Do you want me to, throw in some geometry or some trig? I mean, come on. This is my basic training for the last 20 years. There's 2 ways to build your business: people that you know, people that you don't know. And let's put in a system that you're going to be able to become a master at both of those today." It's not a weekend seminar. It's not a monthly membership that you got to be a member of, and that each month we're going to dole out some secret to you. This is the secret. Become a master at people that you know and people that you don't know. The challenge today is, we're told to go out, and I've done this, make your list of 100, and we don't ever do that. Or if we do make a list of 100, we make a list of about 17 people. We call them like this, or our sponsor will call them. We get a hold of 3 people, 2 say no, and we get 1 voicemail, and we're out of the business. Okay? So in our book here, in this book, we tell you don't call them, mail them. Or in today's environment, text them, inbox them. And what we tell our team to do, and what our training is going to be, is that you're going to contact them about giving them what? Something for free. You're not going to ask them to go buy something. You're going to ask them to go become a distributor for $500. You're just going to say, "Hey, Sherry and I are real excited. We're in a brand new coffee business. We'd like for you to try our sample and tell us who we should talk to." With that methodology, they're going to try the coffee. We're going to follow up and say, hey, did you try the coffee? Yeah, well, who do you think we should talk to? 7 out of 10 are going to go, well, what about us? We drink coffee. Could we do this? It's the simplest method whatsoever. And we tell you how to mail postcards every month. I mean, would you call your family and friends every month? Some people have. 100 people, for instance, let's take the 100 people. Would you call 100 people consistently every month and just beat them down until they blocked your number or, walked away from you at the ball game or the grocery store? Well, no. What happens is if you are lucky enough to call 100, to have your team call 100, you never call them again. And that is the worst way to market your business. That's the reason why we say mail a postcard. That's why we say get them something free in their hands. Because things are going to change second month, third month, fourth month. How many times have you done this with you and your team? Well, I made a list of 100, I contacted them, and I barely made it to my first pin level, or I'm out of the business because I talked to everybody I know and nobody joined, Robert. How many times have we heard that? Then we look up 3 months, 6 months, a year later, and somebody on our friend list does what? They do what? They call us and say, hey, there's a meeting, or hey, I'd like to come over, or hey, go watch this video. And they're in a network marketing company. And you get all ticked off and you go, well, I contacted you. And they go, well, I just wasn't ready. They didn't have, their window wasn't open. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and we go to that list, and then we try to get to all these people here on social media. And what we don't do with warm marketing and with the people that we know is we don't master that skill set. In our book, we teach you how to master that skill set and how to get your team to do it. If done properly, you'll never have to go to this market of don't know, your cold market. If done properly, you can stay in your warm market and get to the top of your compensation plan. If you don't believe me, just look at the DSA Top 100 list. Tell me how many internet marketing only companies are on that list. And I'm going to take a drink while you look at it. There's not an internet only marketing company up there. Granted, here's what's happening. We're making movements to go over to the cold market and people that we don't know and do what? We're turning them into people that we know. Which is now what? It's warm marketing. So when you look at cold marketing, I don't want you to think about, well, I'm just going to have to talk to a bunch of strangers, or I'm going to be mailing a bunch of mailings, or I'm going to be spending a lot, $1,000 a month on Google ads or pay-per-click or Facebook ads, Instagram, all those things. No, you're going to your cold market only after you've gone through your warm market and you feel like you've maximized that. And what we tell everybody at Felice Cafe is that you've at least got to get to your warm market to get to your first, second, or third pin level. We'd like to get you to $300 to $500, even $1,000 a month with your family and friends list, and 100 to 300 people. And getting the majority of those people in as customers or just to sample the product. And we know that you can do that because that's what we've been doing our entire careers. That's all we've taught as consultants. We know that works. We've seen the genealogies. We've been at the conventions. We've read our own reports. We've cashed our own checks of people that we know that have gotten to their first, second, or third pin levels based on your comp plan with just your warm market. Then start going into your cold market or the people that you don't know and bringing them into your warm market. And that's all social media marketing is. It's not about just making videos, walking on the beach, putting on makeup. I would put on makeup if it worked, but it doesn't work for me. And I think that we've got all sorts of ways over here in the don't know market and the social media market that people are spending hours and hours of different types of concepts. I mean, just tell me right now below, how much have you spent on social media marketing or informational products? I know a lot of people on our teams have spent $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, upwards of $10,000 of flying to conventions about how to be a social media expert. And they come back and they're out of the business in 6 months. Because that's not the secret. The secret is learning how to contact the people that you know, your warm market, going to your cold market and bringing them over to your warm market. It's a cycle. It's a cycle here, and then getting them to duplicate you. Again, as I said earlier, done properly, and it's not done properly most of the time, but done properly, you would never have to go to your don't know market. Okay, you could get to the top of your comp plan with just your warm market, the people that you know, if you do it properly. That's the reason we created these little guys right here, and that's the reason we created an app where people can just mail those out. That's why we have a follow-up system of just contacting the people that you know, taking these to work, put them by the coffee machine and don't say a word, and watch what happens. Put your name on the back and just don't say anything and watch what happens. You're going to get customers by the end of the day, if not the end of the week, or people that are at least interested in learning more without you having to be a salesperson. This is your salesperson. And that is what I have always called is you want to be the messenger, not the message. And this is the end of today's training. All too often, whether it's your warm market or your cold market, people that you know, people that you don't know, there's this feeling that you have to know everything. That everything has to go through you. You have to be the message. In other words, you've got to be an expert of, I'm going to show you the ingredient list here, right? I'm not an expert on those ingredients, and I'm the president of the company. I can't pronounce 3/4 of them, and I couldn't spell 90% of them. But I'm the president of the company because I've got people that have researched those and told me, what they are. And I've tried the product, and I survived the next day, and the next day, and the next day. The product works. So I'm not an expert. I'm not the message on the coffee. I'm a messenger. I'm just saying, go here, watch this, try this, and then we have a follow-up for that. Not only one time, but continual. So the biggest challenge in today's marketplace, besides convoluting, that there's so many different ways to build a business, which one am I going to pick? Well, there's just two. People that you know, people that you don't know. Become an expert in both of those. And you can do that in one day. It doesn't need to be a weekend in Vegas for $1,500. It can be right here, 20 minutes with Robert. This is it. Or $14.95 on Amazon. All right. Or you want to get involved in my marketing system, it can be for free, just requesting a sample. This is why it works, because it's so simple. So don't worry about you having to be the message as soon as you get into the business. This is why people get in and they fail and they quit. They fail because they fail to expose their warm market to their product or service. And they fail because they feel like they have to be the message, that everything has to go through them. They have to be, well, as soon as I know about the comp plan, most comp plans are 15, 20, 30 pages. Ours is 1 page because we know and understand the simplicity of it. Most product lines, they've got 20 or 30 products. We're starting out with one product. At the moment that it hits your lips on the coffee cup right here, you're either going to like the flavor or you're not. In 30 minutes to an hour or two, you're either going to feel it or you're not. Are you in or are you out? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Boom. Simplicity. Don't feel like you've got to be the message. Be the messenger where you point, you point, you point. And that's what we do here with getting people to contact their warm market, is we expose that not one time. And if you've just contacted your warm market list one time, that's the wrong way to do it. Because your warm market is always moving, evolving, and changing. Life gets in their way. People get divorced. People break up. People move. People lose their job. People have health challenges. People have children. People have children that go to college. People, lose money in the stock market. People invest in a business and lose it all. People start a business that they love and then eventually runs them to the ground. They're looking for something simpler. To say that all your family and friends, when you contact them this month, that's how they're going to be another month, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, is wrong, because they're evolving. The landscape is shifting with your friends like it is in network marketing, because that's called life. So the way you tap into your warm market is you contact them on a monthly basis through your newsletter, through texting, through inboxing, through dropping a postcard in the mail and saying, hey, here's our webinar, here's our conference call, here's our video, here's our special. Call us, here's our meeting. Put a picture of yourself on that postcard so they know who it's coming from. We've had people run across a church parking lot with a postcard, clasp in their hand and say, is this still available? I've been meaning to contact you guys. We keep getting these postcards in the mail, and I guess you guys are really successful. And you know what? It's been about 6 months, and I've got my credit cards paid down. Things at work have slowed down, and I'd really like to sit down with you guys over a cup of coffee, always a cup of coffee, and find out if this is something that I could do. Boom. We don't contact them once. We contact them every single month, at least every quarter. Okay. So anyway, that's only 2 ways you're ever going to build your network marketing business. Within each of these categories, yes, they can branch out with different methodologies. Ours is very simple. If I give you a sample, will you try it? If I give you a sample, you give it to somebody that will try it. And then follow up. And then get them to duplicate. Get to your first, second, or third pin level with this. When you start migrating over to this, the problem is people skip this to begin with. I'm going to say that again because this is a very important point I'm going to end with. The majority of people skip this completely and they jump all the way over to the don't know market and they start doing all these different methodologies. They get 3 or 4. They spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, and guess what they end up doing? They end up spending 3 to 4 hours a day on social media, not getting to know people to move them over here, but watching other people's videos, getting other people's courses, going to their free webinars, trying other people's products and say, well, I like their system. I think I'm going to quit my program and go join with them. I really like what they do. I think I could do what they do. Well, you can in your program that you're in right now. So don't immediately run to the don't know market because you don't know what you don't know, all right? And that's what I tell my team. You've got to start here. You at least get to your first pin level and then start migrating over here and getting those people that you don't know into this. And this is the circle. This is the cycle of your network marketing life that you've got in today's environment. I hope this has helped. And again, go to Amazon, pick up our book. Comment below to get a free sample from Sherry and I, and we look forward to working with you guys in the near future. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.